At 18 years old, I walked into one of the five toughest career fields in the United States military, Air Force TACP, the kind of world that convinced me anything that even resembled an opponent didn't stand a chance. Hell, I served with David Goggins. That's where I come from. And with all of that training, nobody handed me a single tool for the enemy that came home in my own chest. I showed up to my own life with a toolbox that had no tools in it. Because this opponent doesn't wear a different uniform. It wears your face, it sleeps in your bed, and it knows every one of your weaknesses because your weaknesses are its greatest strengths. There's a phrase going around right now: your next opponent is you. People treat it like a gym quote, something for a t shirt. I need you to hear it from somebody who fought that opponent for real. It's not a gym quote, it's a warning. Here's something nobody tells you. As adults, we gravitate back to whatever we were wired to accept as normal, and we can't distance ourselves from it, no matter how hard we try. And it's unsettling how much peace I find in chaos. If everything is coming apart at the seams, I feel at home. Laser focused, one burning mantra: I can get through whatever is thrown at me, even if I have to risk everything to do it. But in the calm, in the peace, in the slow, where most people find comfort, I don't. I tried so hard to mirror the calm around me. Instead, I let boundaries get crossed. Every time I wanted to speak up, I buried it, told myself it was just a little stuff. But the war inside knew different. See, anger never introduces itself as anger. It's hurt, feeling unvalued, not validated, not worthy of happiness. It simmers until the moment you'd least expect, the moment you'd never ask for. For me, it came on top of a beautiful mountain at sunset. The person I deeply loved letting me capture a picture of her, framing that sunset with her hands in the shape of a heart. One of those rare, perfect moments of quiet beauty, and that's exactly when the monster stirred, because my monster hated peace. A demon full of venom and destruction, showing up to make sure the beautiful day would not end the way it was destined to. It ended with so much damage that with all my effort and all my heart, I would never get the opportunity to mend it or make it right. You're looking at that picture right now. It is my favorite photograph from all of our years together, and it was never granted even a second of the life it deserved. Never pinned, never shared with pride, never made a screensaver. All those small details you dream you'll proudly display someday. This is the first time it has ever been shown. That's what the monster costs you, not just the big losses, the small dreams of proud display. Countless times I pushed her away, praying it would make me feel validated, hoping it could fix everything I was uncertain about. But how many times can you push someone away before she's left with no choice but to say goodbye and never return? Then you're left with just a mirror. You want to hold on to the people you love and squeeze so hard they can never go. But by then it's too late. The woman I should have married, the daughter I swore would always be my best friend, the people who aren't supposed to leave. And I had to accept the hardest truth of all of it. The monsters I never wanted to choose were the ones making sure my happiness stayed just out of reach. And they would be the only ones that stayed the duration. That's the moment you're forced to look inside deeper than you ever believed possible. Because I'd said, "I'm sorry," before. The words felt like stones in my mouth, heavy and useless. An apology without change behavior is just manipulation. Change behavior was the only apology they ever deserved all along. So I made a decision. One of these versions of me had to go. Not because I wanted to face it, because my love for them was so strong that I had to kill the old version of me in their honor. and I did it in silence, praying they find their best version of happily ever after, even if it was written without me in it. But here's what I learned the hard way. A war on yourself is a war you can never win, because both sides are you. The monster is part of you. It's the scared part, the hurt part, the part that got wired for chaos because it never felt safe in the calm. My monster wasn't a villain. It was a deeply misguided bodyguard, sabotaging present joy to protect me from future pain. It figured if I never got too happy, I wouldn't have as far to fall. So the real fight isn't a war. It's a climb. 3 things every single day. Study the monster. Get curious instead of furious. When does it show up? Mine shows up tired, stressed, and most dangerously, happy. Learn its patterns like your life depends on it. Mine did. Show it mercy. That word is in my book's title on purpose. When the voice starts whispering, I don't fight it anymore. I meet it. I hear you. I know you're scared. But I've got this. Mercy isn't letting it win. It's taking its power. You can't have a battle if one side refuses to pick up a weapon. Mercy is my refusal. And climb anyway. Carry it with you. Just don't let it steer. Broken, tired, unqualified, you take the next step. Because waiting until you're fixed is just the monster talking again. At some point, the battle stops being external. Life keeps removing your outside enemies just to expose the war inside your own mind. For years, I thought my opponent was the world. It wasn't. It was the man who found peace in chaos, the man more comfortable in a fight than a loving embrace. The whole story, the wiring, the mountain, the goodbye, the decision, the mercy, is in my book, Mountains, Monsters, and Mercy. I wrote it because I had to. That book is my changed behavior, the only real apology I could ever offer. And I narrated the audiobook in my own voice on purpose. Because if you're going to hear about a man's monster, you should hear it from the man. You should hear the tremor in his voice when he talks about the sunset, so you know the fight is real. Links below. One question before you go, and I mean it. What's the opponent you've been avoiding? Not the one at work. The one wearing your face. Anger? Fear? The need for approval? Name it in the comments. Not to declare war on it, but to finally start understanding it. I read every single one and I answer the real ones. Stay in the fight. The right one this time. Your next opponent is waiting. The only question is, will you show up?